Bonjour, ça fonctionne. Les plus grandes technologies.
Good morning, everybody. I have a microphone that works, which is excellent. Thank you for the CEMEC team for inviting us here. Thank you, President Director General. Welcome, everybody. All of you who are here physically in the room, and also those of you following online in the IFAD studio, from the IFAD studio, which is a new hybrid studio of the Palais des Festivals and Congrès of Cannes, which holds the largest events in the world in certain sectors, such as the LIPIM for urban planning and real estate, the nautical trade fair, which also was very successful. It's very good to see these dynamic events taking place on the Riviera. The conference center in Cannes with 4,000 square meters of floor area, and the technologies are being used that are the very latest to support the developments in our society, to help visitors and customers, and to bring added value. I would like to thank the people around the table, not only for being here, but also for their involvement and enthusiasm, and their, first of all, Charles Angenesi, President of the Departmental Council of the Alpes-Maritimes, who has placed the Alpes-Maritimes as part of the world trend of the digital revolution, as a smart deal, as we call it, and also with artificial intelligence. It's a great honor, and we're very happy to welcome you here to the conference center, which is one of the leading facilities in the department which you are in charge of. I'm also accompanied by Marco Landi, who is the president of the Europea Institute. Marco Landi, who has been leading this project that we are launching today, and we have had very exciting conversations with him for several months and years in our offices, saying that we really need to set up this major IA festival. He was the world director of Apple and the president of the Europe IA Institute. And we have Olivier Caddy, who is the Director General of the Corp Agency, which is the agency organizing the event we're going to present to you today. And he is extremely courageous, because I'm familiar with this world that he is in, and it's always difficult to take risks. It always can be risk can be a stumbling block, and also can help to move and make progress. So for a society to make progress, it has to accept risk, not too much precaution. This is one of the basics of any kind of development. If you don't do anything, this is very negative, and this is why the precautionary principle of our constitution sometimes raises problems in face of worldwide competition, because, as we know, innovation is absolutely key in today's world, and innovation, by definition, represents a change, a revolution, and in terms of risk-taking and the precautionary principle. So thank you for taking these risks. I can see a lot of very interesting people in the audience. Excuse me if I'm not able to welcome everybody. We have the elected representatives from the local area, from the local municipality. Thank you to the town of Cannes, and thank you for being here. I would also like to welcome, I don't know which camera I should be looking at. Olena Kowska, who is the Director General of the SAPC Labs France, Jean-Michel Sauvage, who is in the Director of Research at Amadeus, and also co-director. They both run KICARE together, which is the Industrial Council for Research in Artificial Intelligence, with Aurélie Philippe, who's the regional representative of the CNRS at the Côte d'Azur. We have Anne Satonnet, who is she's vice president of the Departmental Council of the Alpes-Maritimes. We have Mr. Santo Usu, who is from the Departmental Council. I'm also very pleased to see Jean-Pierre Mascarelli. I'm very pleased to see Mascarelli, because he's vice president of the CASER, delegate president of the CILA. I've known him for many years, and he's with Pierre Lafitte. He's one of these people who, before anybody else, was talking about the importance of the algorithmic revolution and artificial intelligence, all of the major areas today which are so important for our present and for our future. Thank you, Jean-Pierre, for being with us. I'd like to say hello to Mr. Picard, who is the Director General of the Technical Services of the Department. We also have Régine Resbeu, who is also following these matters with great skill. The event we're going to talk about today is the result of a joint initiative by the Departmental Council, which is very proactive in this area, and the City Office of Cannes, the Mayor's Office. Take advantage of the local dynamism we have in this area, and also our capacity to organize worldwide events. It's a very important moment, this announcement today, because in a context of a recovery and of major events, including tourism and nautism and high technology, as we've seen in Sophia Antipolis, and also spatial technology as well at Sophia Antipolis. It's a very good thing to be able to announce our ambition, which will take the concrete form next February here at the Cannes Conference Centre. And if the event is able to take place in subsequent years, it will be a worldwide crossroads for everybody who is thinking and investing and consuming artificial intelligence. So we are able to launch around this theme we've been working on for many years. All our teams have been working on this for at least 10 years now. We've been thinking about our capacity to organize a major international event centered on artificial intelligence here in Cannes. So this is an important news because it is going to enable us to boost the events activities in our city. It's also going to boost the activities of our conference center, which has become the leading center for trade fairs outside of Paris. We're very proud of that for our department and our region. We're one of the major leaders out of the 50 major events taking place in France. We have the MIPIM, the MIP TV, Cannes Série, the MIPCOM, the Textile Exhibition, the Film Festival of Cannes, of course. I won't mention all of them. And then it's also extremely important because artificial intelligence is part of our lives. And it brings with it progress, which is exponential and will continue to be exponential. When we look at robotics or nanotechnology and all of the absolutely stunning issues and progress that is taking place, when we look at logistics and security and safety, whatever the theme is, artificial intelligence is causing a complete upheaval and modification of operating methods and means of communication, and is quite simply a vital element of competitivity. What is at stake is our society, it is our culture and our philosophy. It has many philosophical repercussions. The major challenge is also geopolitical. The world is in China and Silicon Valley and Japan and Korea, we have major centers working on artificial intelligence, not enough in Europe. And Europe has the potential to be an El Dorado for major segments of activity for today and for the future, provided that we work in a network and are able to capitalize, in other words, to introduce into human intelligence, which is working on artificial intelligence. We need to be able to have the right capital. We need to get pension funds involved and investment funds so that we can have French and European unicorns. Look at robotics, for example, which is is very strongly connected to AI. One of the biggest startups in the world. I'm thinking of Occitanie, for example. There are very few unicorns and few mid-caps because there are problems with finding investment and problems of trust in industry and of capitalizing, bringing capital to these companies. So either now we have to make a choice. Either we accept that France and Europe will be in the third division in the world, in this area, or France and Europe will become a leader together with China, the United States, and Korea and Japan, in worldwide competition through artificial intelligence. So this is what is at stake. The Department of the Alpes-Maritimes is showing the way. Artificial intelligence is part of our lives. It's a source of emancipation and progress, and also of alienation. If we don't control this technology, it can, whether they're private or public sector, it can be an alienating technology. The system of human control and societal control can be very powerful, and they make us think of Aldous Huxley or Orwell and their predictions for the future, which are much less than what has actually happened in reality. We know that any technological revolution brings progress as well as risks. And so the only way we can tackle this is to be proactive, to be innovative. It's to move towards progress, to try to control this progress, to have an ethical and philosophical approach onto an economic, industrial and scientific ambition. That's what we have to do. This will be our challenge for this trade fair we're going to talk to you about, so that we'll be a worldwide event in artificial intelligence, as we've been able to do in other areas of activity. I've already mentioned television, communication, cinema, real estate, commercial real estate with the MAPIC, music as well, or the luxury industry as well. So this is an ambition we want to develop, and we want to have cross-fertilization with other areas, so we have a strong economic development in our area, so we have as many hotel nights as possible, and so that France and Europe and our department are positioned at the heart of region, at the heart of this revolution. Early this morning I was talking with a friend who works in the medical sector, who was explaining, I talked about AI and what we were going to launch. He said to me, AI is saving lives, he said to me. For example, when it's connected with surgical robots, it's no longer fiction. Some operations which could be carried out by humans are carried out by machines, and they have a capacity to adapt to emergency situations. An operation is never easy, in particular for cancer of the prostate. We're able to save lives by combining AI and robotics and nanotechnologies and biotechnologies and the capacity of human beings to control all of this and to say, okay, we have to stop. The machine is telling us to do something, we need to stop at a certain point, because the human being has to have the intelligence to make the right decisions when faced with an exceptional situation. So I'm very proud. I'd like to congratulate all of the different teams involved. This worldwide trade fair of AI will take place in February next year. It's a great period to hold a trade fair and to welcome lots of people to the Riviera. We have to attract tourists. It will be in February. We can welcome lots of people. I'd like to welcome the representatives of hotels and restaurants who are here with us today. We have very good level of accommodation at very attractive prices, and visitors from all around the world will be able to come here. So it's a very good period. The mimosa will be blossoming, and it means that Riviera is a most beautiful place in the world. This is only possible because we have a department which is very proactive, which has been able to show the way with the City of Cannes and the Cannes Conference Centre, and with our partners in this great event that we're going to launch today. And to do this, I am extremely happy and honoured to pass the floor now to Charles Genesi, President of the Departmental Council of the Alpes-Maritimes. I'd like to once again wish a very warm welcome to everybody who is here present physically with us or who is following us online. Earlier I didn't mention the industrial consortiums, the different NGOs who are working on artificial intelligence. Also, the greatest worldwide operators will be partners in our event, and this explains why we have so many people with us here today. We have the quality of the people we have here today in our room. So this launch is great news, and it will go well beyond the borders of our country, I'm sure. So we hand over now to President Genesi.
Merci, Monsieur le Maire de Cannes.
Thank you, Mr. Lina. It's great to hear the Mayor of Cannes talking about artificial intelligence. And him talking about this department of the Alpes-Maritimes and what we're doing here in Cannes, in this festival and in this conference centre. which is very well known. It's famous for the Cannes Film Festival, but not only that, there are many extremely interesting festivals in many different technological and industrial areas, and I know that the Mayor of Cannes is extremely keen to continue that. And as Vice President of the Department in charge of tourism, and he's doing everything he can to make sure that we promote our values and our colours. So today, above and beyond what is the characteristic of the Alpes-Maritimes, with festivals in the cultural field and in sport, from Cannes to Menton, including Nice and Fréjus and Saint-Raphaël, we have the Bay of Angels, which gives us our colours, which means thanks to the means available, we have a fantastic playground. We've had important events that you've mentioned, David, already. I'd like to mention certain meetings on mobile phones that began here, that enabled certain events to take place here in Cannes. We are in the process of launching the World Artificial Intelligence Cannes Festival, which Marco will be a worldwide event. With Marco Landi, we have a lot of experience. We know him very well. In 1998, when I met Marco Landi in my office, I asked him to talk about the smart deal, and since then we've moved forward with Jean-Pierre and others. We have been able to go to Montreal. We have been able to learn about the culture, to go into detail, to talk about memories, and also above all to talk about the future. And Marco is what we are concerned with today. And this is what has led to this is the result of our return from Canada. So the Department of Alpes-Maritimes and Artificial Intelligence have a very strong relationship already. We have a fantastic potential of researchers and entrepreneurs in our local area. You, David, you've already talked about these skills we have. More than 300 researchers in AI in our area. I'd like to welcome them here today if they are in the room, because when I came back from Canada, we formed a joint association with CASA, with the CCI, with the Chamber of Commerce, and also with the Riviera University, and also with the research bodies. We really do have all of the different actors who can contribute to create something very strong. We have many multinational companies, including one of the major AI research centers, Thales, Uno, and IBM are here with us. A number of specialized centers here again with UCA. We have worked with them, and we have gained this recognition, this national label of 3 AIs. With Sophia Antipolis, we have the first science park in Europe, which celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2019, with 2,500 companies working there. It's quite something. 2,500 companies, that's quite something. And these companies work in many different areas, 5.6 billion euros of turnover, 30,000 jobs. This means there is fantastic energy and dynamism in Sophia Antipolis. So we are moving forward, and we are focusing on AI on many different subjects, and whether it's health, you've already mentioned that, David, when you were talking about the possibility of having AI as a solution to find the right therapies and treatments, solutions to modern difficulties. I'm thinking of Professor Libedowski, who was president of the Call for Health Projects, who was the professor in charge with Marie-Pierre Curie in research in cancer. He told me that AI provided him with new choices, and you were talked about choices of human beings who have to make sure that the machine doesn't choose instead of them. The machine offers possibilities, and though the machine never gets tired, it can always provide new possibilities, new choices, but we have to make the decisions, and whether it's in health, media, security, heritage, many different subjects where we can explore the possibilities provided by AI in the Alpes-Maritimes department. We need to cultivate this artificial intelligence. We need to understand it. Myself, I often have questions, thinking, well, we talked a lot about AI. What is it actually? Maybe that subject, in a few years' time, we maybe won't talk about AI anymore because it will have changed and there will be a different concept. In 2017, when I became president of the Departmental Council, in our department we changed gear. Nevertheless, if we hadn't have presidents of urban communities such as David and Jean-Claude Guibal and Jérôme Viau, and thanks to the actions we carried out on the metropolitan scale with the president, with all of our different projects in renewable energies, which characterizes us. Here in Cannes, we've launched a number of projects with alternative energies, and I'm very hopeful that they will succeed. And with it, we have our house of artificial intelligence as well, the MIA. And together, we'll be able to encourage invention, innovation, and above all, application. We are taking action to raise awareness. We've done this too with the middle schools. Despite the health crisis this year, more than 3,000 pupils have been, awareness has been raised on this issue. We've also worked with the world of the economic development. AI isn't just research for its own sake. We're not innovating for its own sake. We have to find the right solutions. David has already said, we have to be creative. We have to make sure the startups emerge, that we can find training nurseries that will make it possible to for people to emerge and to be able to find the right solutions, because it's true, in Europe we are lagging behind. We often talk about this with Marco, about the GAFAM, the Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft. We often talk about the bats on the Asian continent, with China, Alibaba, Baidu, Tencent, Naomi, etc. These are all companies that we have to realize today are looking with great desire at what is happening, and they're saying we have to do the same thing in Europe. What I would like to do, what we want to do, because here in Cannes today, where we have asserted our desire to organize this event together, we need to organize on a national level. And we have to make sure that Alpes-Maritimes is recognized as a leader. France has to be inspired by what we do. We can't do it alone. We have to build this image and create this new energy so that World Artificial Intelligence Cannes Festival will be able to bring together on the 10th, 11th, and 12th of February in the Cannes Conference Center all of the different actors and players in this industry around the world will be able to be present. Marco Hollande has invited us to that. Even Barack Obama has received an invitation to come here. So you can see we have a great deal of ambition, and today our audience is answering this ambition. We have this desire which has been shown, and I think that in February the people who are with us will be able to bring together the companies, the researchers, all of the different players who will enable us to make the Alpes-Maritimes, France and Europe a land of AI to create everything we need.
So what will be happening in February? I think Marco will explain it extensively, but with the Department of the Alpes-Maritimes, we will have a pavilion to show the globality of the ecosystem in IA industry. So this is to federate, to move towards real cities of artificial intelligence, show the example, and have carry digital change for citizens based on a vision and a clear message. With Olivier Caddy, General Director of Corporate Agency, someone who will help us. It's important to have him with us, to carry this ambition, this will, and the challenge for the future, to raise awareness of the general public, because there are those who will have grasped AI, that is my strong conviction, and they will be real stakeholders, and those others who will have to be subjected to it, so that it is not an oppression and in a stupid way. You really need together all the public stakeholders. We can explain to the greatest number what AI is. This is our challenge today. Thank you all for supporting us on this project. And now, David, thank you for hosting us here in Cannes. Okay, Marco, I don't have much more to say. I know, because you can say it all.
Bonjour à tout le monde.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here to launch this major event called the World AI Cannes Festival. The ambition is to have something which is worldwide. And I can tell you that we have got a group of people at the very highest level from China, Africa, Europe, American, who are working with us and helping us to set up something which will be amazing on artificial intelligence. Today, worldwide, there is no event which is 100% dedicated to artificial intelligence. And this is what we want to create. I remember when I was the president of Texas Instruments, and I came to Cannes, and I was at the Mobile Congress and talk about the new events. I was very proud to get my customers to come here to Cannes, which is why we're going to make it in Cannes, and this will be the best possible location. You see, we didn't call it a congress, a forum, we called it a festival. Not only because we have the film festival in Cannes, but because we want to do something which is business. 10th and 11 will be dedicated to business, and there will be a lot of activities linked to business. We haven't even announced the festival yet, and we already have a lot of companies who have got on board with us. And now we will be able to continue, and we have the biggest names. With my friend Olivier Caddy, we are still discussing it, and it's a festival because on the third day we want to open it up to the general public. We really want that anyone interested in artificial intelligence can come here to understand, not only inside the palace, but all around, whether in Grasse, Nice, or in Mandelieu, La Napoule, everywhere, to be able to explain the importance of artificial intelligence.
Ah, voilà, merci. Il marche. Pourquoi l'IA?
Artificial intelligence, because you see that beyond the technology of IA itself, IA has become a synonym of power. There is a real amazing and powerful geopolitical challenge, and it can help us solve many problems, whether ecological or sanitary. And if we are able to create a synergy with human beings, it will also generate a material abundance and encourage sharing in our societies. At the European Institute, the Europea Institute that I manage, we have a mission. We must make it understood that artificial intelligence, without human at the heart, the very basis of all of the activity of men, is not the right thing, and it will be no use. We really must make sure that the human is at the heart of artificial intelligence, and the topics that we have chosen for the World Festival and all the major experts that we're going to invite recommended the same thing.
responsable.
We need a responsible artificial intelligence, ethical one.
De dire responsable,
So
qui soit capable de
responsible.
mettre l'humain vraiment
To
au
really
cœur
have human beings
toute
at
l'activité
the
qu'on est en
real
train de
heart
développer.
of all this activity that we are developing.
Mais nous, on veut utiliser
But
cette
we want to
intelligence
use
artificielle
this artificial
pour une
intelligence
vision que le président
for a
Genesi
vision
nous a donnée.
President
donner
Genesi
nouveau
has
souffle
explained
à
to
tout ce
give
qui est
a
l'activité
new
qu'on a dans les Alpes-Maritimes.
dynamism to the activities we have in the Alpes-Maritimes. We have an objective to make it understood that the Alpes-Maritimes are a land of artificial intelligence, so that everyone who comes here,
On va les informer, on va lui
we
montrer
will
tout
show them
l'écosystème qu'on
the
a.
whole
De
ecosystem
façon que
that
si
we
demain
have.
il y a un investissement
tomorrow,
à faire en France,
An investment is ready to be made in France. It doesn't necessarily be in Paris or some other place. Come to the Alpes-Maritimes. And why the Alpes-Maritimes?
on a des acteurs académiques
We have
formidables.
amazing academic
On a
actors.
des acteurs économiques
We have
à la pointe plus avancée
economic
aujourd'hui
actors
possible.
who are on the leading
On a
edge
des
today.
acteurs
We
institutionnels,
have institutional
qui soient
stakeholders,
les départements,
whether
qui
the
soient les
department,
différentes mairies,
the
qui soient la
different
CASA, qui
city
sont vraiment
halls.
derrière cet
They are really
objectif, cette
behind this
vision
objective and this vision
Alpes-Maritimes, terre d'IA.
to make the
Le président Genesi
Alpes-Maritimes
a un
the
peu
land
parlé de
of
ça.
artificial intelligence.
Pourquoi c'est une terre propice?
I could explain why it is
2500
very
entreprises
we have
déjà
2,000
installées.
companies already
38
installed
000
here,
emplois,
38,000
5,6
jobs,
milliards
5.6 billion
d'euros de chiffre d'affaires.
turnover
Et
created.
c'est encore rien.
And that's
Il faut
nothing.
qu'on soit
We need
capable
to
de faire venir
convince
des
that
GAFAM au départ
We want the GAFAs, for instance, to come and join us. So they're present here with us.
et qu'ils donnent vraiment
And they
un
really
nouveau élan à toute
create a new
l'activité qu'on
momentum
a
for
dans
all
les
of the activities that we
Alpes-Maritimes.
have in the
On
Alpes-Maritimes.
a vraiment une base solide.
We really have a strong
Merci
basis.
à l'Université de Côte d'Azur,
But
qu'il faut
it's
vraiment reconnaître, était
the
capable de gagner
University of Côte
les
d'Azur say
3
they've
IA,
they
appel à
got
projet du
the
président
3
Macron,
IA.
seulement 4.
They got a call for projects
Et ça,
from
c'est une base
President Macron,
formidable. On a
which they have been awarded.
Sophia
And
Antipolis,
Sophia
mais pas seulement
Antipolis
Sophia Antipolis,
is
on a
here, but not
Grasse,
only we
on a
have
ici,
Grasse,
à la Bastille Rouge,
here at the Bastille de
à Cannes,
Rouge
beaucoup
in Cannes.
d'activités
There
de
are
recherche
very
et de
many
nouvelles
activities
startups
in
qui
research
sont
and
en
new
train
startups
de créer des nouvelles applications.
creating new
Il nous
applications.
faut qu'on les aide
We
parce
must
qu'on
really
sorte de
support
notre
them
environnement aussi, ce qu'on appelle
because
une licorne.
guess that's what
C'est
we
un
call a
objectif qu'on
unicorn.
a. Et on
It's
va
really
mettre
our
en place
objective.
tout ce qu'il est possible
We
parce
will
que
do
soit
everything that we
idéal.
can to
Le président
succeed. So
Genesi a parlé de la MIA.
President Genesi talked about
C'est un
MIA.
objectif qu'on a,
It is one objective that we have
générer de nouveaux talents.
to generate new
Parce que
talents.
notre territoire
Because our
soit vraiment
territory
l'endroit où,
should be
quand
the
on
place
pense de faire des
where when you
investissements,
think of making
on a
investments,
là les talents.
you can
Et
know
nous,
that
on
the talents are
commence
available
avec
there.
la MIA,
And we
à
think
parler
with
aux gens et
MIA,
surtout aux
we
femmes,
can,
aux filles.
thinking for instance
Parce
of
qu'il faut
women,
de plus en plus qu'on a
young
plus de
girls,
femmes dans
because
l'intelligence
we
artificielle.
need more and more women in artificial intelligence so they can be initiated, prepared,
de plus en plus
and
vers
bring them
la,
more and more
l'intelligence artificielle.
towards artificial
Et
intelligence.
avec mon ami Candace,
And with
on
my
a déjà
friend
organisé deux
Candace,
belles
have already
conférences.
organized a couple
dernière,
of
il y
very
avait
good conferences. As
aussi
the last
Madame
one,
Maria Gabriel,
we have
qui est
Mrs. Maria
la
Gabriel,
commissaire
who is the
européenne
European
à
Commissioner
l'innovation,
for Innovation.
qui nous a fait vraiment l'honneur d'être
And
avec nous pour
really,
discuter de
she
ce
honored
sujet.
us to come
Mais on
and
continue, on
talk
va aller
about
plus
this
loin.
subject, but we are
Et
continuing, want
c'est
to go
la
even
raison pour laquelle
further,
aujourd'hui,
which is why
on
today
annonce ce
we are
World
announcing
AI
this World
Cannes
AI Cannes Festival
avec un seul objectif,
with just one
la
objective
vision que le président
vision
Genesi nous a donnée,
that
Alpes-Maritimes,
President Genesi gave us,
vous tous, vous êtes
Maritime as
invités
a land
à
of
contribuer à ça.
of
Merci.
AI, and you are all invited to take a part in it. Thank you.
Merci Marco
Thank you,
pour cette
Marco,
magnifique
for this
introduction.
magnificent introduction.
Et essayer de reprendre, enfin de te
I will try.
surpasser, si je peux me permettre.
And,
Donc voilà, donc bienvenue au World
best if I
ICANN
can say so.
Festival pour
Welcome to
cette
this
première édition
first
qui se tiendra
edition,
donc en
which
février
will take
prochain.
place
Je
next
suis
February.
très heureux de
I'm very pleased
travailler
to
ce
be with
matin.
you
Je
this
suis
morning.
le fondateur de
I'm the
Corp
founder of
Agency. On
Corp
œuvre dans
Agency.
l'industrie des nouvelles
We are
technologies depuis une
working,
dizaine d'années.
been working in new
Et
technologies
donc
for about
notre
10
ambition
years
et
now.
notre
Our ambition, our
mission,
mission
c'est vraiment de
is
démocratiser
really to
les technologies, les nouvelles technologies, les
democratize
innovations à
new
travers
technologies and
les événements qu'on
innovations
peut
through
concevoir.
the events that we
Et
can
donc,
design.
on œuvre depuis une dizaine d'années
So we've been
dans
working
le
for about 10
domaine de
years in the
l'intelligence
field of
artificielle, dans le
artificial
big data, dans la
intelligence, in big
blockchain.
data, in
On a lancé
blockchains.
récemment un événement sur le
Launched
quantique,
an event,
qui est une très très belle technologie qui arrive
new
et
technology coming
dont
in,
l'Europe aimerait bien avoir un certain
and Europe would
leadership.
like to have a certain amount of
Et donc,
leadership.
il nous semblait naturel
So it
en
seemed
tant
natural
que
to us,
spécialiste de ces
as a specialist of these
technologies,
technologies, to provide our support
la ville de Cannes, le département des
to
Alpes-Maritimes,
the city of
l'Institut
Cannes
Européen,
and
l'ensemble
the
des
Alpes-Maritimes
acteurs
department,
de cet
to all of those taking
écosystème
part in
pour
this ecosystem,
créer ce grand
in order to
événement.
create this major.
Donc je vous propose de passer
date.
donc, tout de suite dans le vif du sujet.
So
Donc,
let's get to the heart of the
comme nous
subject.
l'expliquions
As we
auparavant,
were saying
l'objectif
earlier,
de cette
the objective of
manifestation,
this event
c'est d'abord effectivement un
is
festival,
first
donc
a
c'est de
festival
s'adresser à l'ensemble des publics
to
et de
deal
leur
with
permettre
every
de
public and
comprendre
allow them to
aujourd'hui quelle est
understand
la place
today
de
what
l'IA
is the place
dans
of
leur vie,
artificial
dans leur métier,
intelligence
dans leur,
in their life, in
dans
their
leur
jobs,
activités
in their
quotidiennes. Et donc,
daily activities.
on va proposer au
And
public
we will
une
offer
très
the
très riche
public
programmation,
a very
que ce
rich
soit au niveau
program,
du palais ou en
whether
dehors du palais.
in
Il y
the
a
palais
deux
or
venues, il y a
outside
le
the palais,
in, the
two
off.
parts will be the
Et
in and
donc,
the off parts of the festival.
il y a la semaine de l'intelligence
The
artificielle
week
qui va se
of
dérouler du
artificial
7 au 13
intelligence from
et
the
qui va donc
7th
aussi
to
permettre
13th,
aux gens
which
de
will also
se
allow people
familiariser à ces
to become
technologies.
familiar with these technologies.
Alors, juste rapidement
Just
quelques
briefly,
chiffres
a
pour
few
que vous
figures
compreniez
so that you
l'impact
understand
que
the
peuvent avoir
impact
ces technologies
that the
aujourd'hui,
technologies
notamment
can
si on
have today.
s'intéresse au volet des
If we
entreprises.
look at businesses,
Lorsqu'on fait des études, on se rend
when
compte
we
que
study, we realize
presque toutes les
that
entreprises
practically
maintenant,
all companies
sont d'accord
today
pour dire que
agree to
l'IA
say that
va
AI
impacter leur
will have
organisation, leur
an
stratégie.
effect on their strategy and their
Donc, on se rend compte
organization.
aujourd'hui que l'IA
We realize
permet
today that it
d'améliorer la
can enhance
productivité des
business
entreprises à hauteur de
productivities
40%.
by up to 40%.
84%
84% of the global business
par des cabinets d'études comme
that
McKinsey,
we
Accenture,
contacted with the studies, for
Forrester,
instance,
des
by
cabinets qui sont
Kinsey
extrêmement
and
sérieux.
Forrester.
Et donc, on se rend bien compte à travers
Realize
ces chiffres
through these
que
figures
l'IA
that
est devenue
AI has
incontournable pour toutes les
become
entreprises, quel que
something
soit leur
essential
secteur.
for all businesses, whatever
Pour les
their
consommateurs
field.
aussi, il faut savoir que 97%
97% today of mobile users
des
are
assistants
already
vocaux
using
et de l'IA, sans
AI
même
voice
parfois s'en rendre
assistants
compte.
without even
Et
realizing.
donc voilà, je vous cite quelques chiffres.
To give you a
Il faut savoir
few
aussi qu'il y a eu
figures,
une
also
accélération du
been
nombre de
a
startups,
speed up the number of
puisque depuis,
startups,
maintenant 2000,
because since the
le
year
nombre de startups
2000,
dans le
number of
monde, l'IA a été
startups
multiplié
in
par 14.
IA has been multiplied by
En France, vous avez
14.
à peu
In
près
France,
500
you have about
startups.
500 startups.
À travers le monde, nous, on a
Worldwide,
répertorié
we
27 000.
listed about
Donc,
27,000.
on voit bien que
So you can see
l'ensemble de la communauté
that the whole
économique
of the
mondiale se
worldwide
mobilise autour de
economic
cette
community is mobilized
une
around
technologie
this technology,
structurante pour toutes les
and it's
entreprises.
been very
Et donc,
important
il
for
fallait
all
à toutes ces entreprises
businesses, and all of the
une
businesses
manifestation qui permette de
therefore
rassembler
needed an event to bring together
ces startups,
all
ces
these
grands
startups,
groupes
these major groups
qui travaillent depuis maintenant quelques années
working,
sur le sujet.
who've been working on the subject
Alors,
for a
la
number of
mission de la
years.
manifestation, on
The
se
mission
retrouve
of the event.
sur un événement
So we have an
professionnel et grand
event
public.
which will be both for
On
professionals
retrouve
and
les
for the general
objectifs
public. We
classiques sur
have
les
the
événements. Il
traditional
s'agit
events.
de développer le marché
We
de
want,
l'IA,
the
c'est un
idea is
marché qui
to
est en pleine
develop the
progression.
AI market, which
C'est-
is really
donc,
progressing.
Il faut réunir les acteurs.
We need to
Et
bring
ça, c'est le rôle
together
du salon.
the
Le
stakeholders,
salon,
and
il a
that is the
vocation
role of
à
the
réunir
exhibition.
les différents
It will
acteurs
bring
du
together the
marché,
different stakeholders on the
les
market,
fournisseurs de technologies, les
technology
entreprises
suppliers,
utilisatrices,
the user
ceux
companies,
qui conseillent, qui
those who
prescrivent
advise
ces
and
solutions.
prescribe
Et
these
donc,
solutions.
c'est vraiment le rôle du
It
salon.
really is the role of
On
this
est aussi là
exhibition,
évidemment pour
also
éduquer
here
les
to
audiences,
educate
donc,
the
éduquer
audience,
le public.
the
Et pour
public,
ça, on met en
and
place
that we will
un
set up
programme de conférences
a conference
extrêmement riche,
program which will be
extrêmement
very
varié, avec
rich and
des
diversified,
conférences qui
with
se
conferences
dérouleront donc,
taking place
dans les auditoriums
in
Louis-Lumière
the
ou Debussy,
auditorium Debussy or Louis
des
Lumière,
ateliers, des démos,
workshops,
des pitches
demonstrations,
des
startup
des
pitches,
zones applicatives. Donc il y a énormément de contenu sur
application
cette
areas.
manifestation.
Lots of
Il
things
y a
will be
aussi
happening at the
énormément de travail à
event,
faire
also
pour,
work to do
encore une fois, démocratiser le sujet et
to
sensibiliser
make
le public.
the
Ça
subject
passe
more
par,
widespread and
beaucoup de
educate
sessions
the
d'information
public. There will be a lot of
en accès
information
libre
sessions,
principalement. Il y aura aussi un petit volet payant, mais ça sera principalement
mainly free
d'accès libre.
access,
Et aussi l'entrée
just
au salon sera gratuite
and it will
pour
be
le
free
public.
for the public to come into
Au niveau
the
des
event.
innovations, donc
terms of
les
innovations,
entreprises qui viennent
the
veulent montrer leurs produits, leurs solutions,
Companies
leurs
coming want to
technos.
show
Donc,
their
il y aura
solutions and
beaucoup
technologies.
de produits
There
à
will
voir,
be a
à
lot
tester.
of products
sur
to see
l'événement.
and test on the
Et puis
event.
on offrira
And
des
then we will
expériences
also
aussi,
offer a number of
notamment,
experiences.
on aura tout un volet culturel,
There will also
artistique.
be a cultural and artistic
On va
part,
créer des zones d'expérience
creating
autour des
areas
cinq
for
sens.
experience
Donc,
based
pour
on the
immerger le
5
public
senses,
dans
to
un
immerse the
environnement
public in an environment
d'intelligence artificielle.
of artificial
Donc,
intelligence.
on aura donc sur le salon plusieurs
And
zones où les
so
gens
there will be
pourront
several
vivre
places
des
where people will be able
expériences
to
sensorielles
live
avec l'IA.
sensory experiences with
Comme le
AI.
disait Marco,
As Marco was saying,
on travaille depuis de longues
we have
semaines
been
sur la
working for many weeks
manifestation
on the
et on a
event,
été chercher aux quatre coins de la
and
planète
we have looked
des
everywhere on the planet to
personnalités
find a
qui
number of
aujourd'hui
personalities
travaillent sur ces sujets d'IA.
working on the
Donc, il y a
AI.
des personnalités très emblématiques
Some
dans
are very
l'industrie
emblematic
comme
in the industry,
Yann Lequin, qui est
like Jan
aujourd'hui un
Lequin,
des meilleurs experts du
one
sujet
of
en
the best
activité,
experts
qui a rejoint donc,
subject in
Facebook
activity
il y a
and
quelques
who
années
joined
pour
Facebook
prendre
some years
en
ago
charge l'ensemble des
to deal
laboratoires
with
de
the whole
Facebook.
of the Facebook laboratories.
On a également aussi
We also
Francesca
have
Rossi, qui
Francesca
est
Rossi,
une chercheuse,
who is
enseignante
a researcher
et qui a
and
rejoint maintenant
teacher
IBM pour
who has now joined
aider
IBM
cette entreprise
to
américaine
help this
à
American
mettre de
company
l'éthique dans
to
ses
include
programmes
ethics
informatiques,
in
dans ses
the
algos. Donc, qui est une
algorithms
spécialiste de
and
l'éthique
programs.
d'IA.
She's specialist
Roberto
in AI ethics.
Singolani,
Roberto
qui au préalable
Singolani,
était CTO de Leonardo et qui maintenant
who
a
used to be
rejoint
at Leonardo
le
and
ministère,
has
enfin,
no
qui a pris un ministère sur la transition écologique.
Minister of
en
Ecological
Italie.
Transition in
Joseph
Italy.
Stiglitz, qui est un prix Nobel, qui est
Joseph Stiglitz,
extrêmement réputé,
Nobel Prize,
économiste, et qui s'intéresse
American
dans le domaine de
economist,
l'IA aux questions du futur au revoir, du futur du travail, comment
future
l'IA
at
va
work,
impacter, bouleverser,
how IA will
réinventer
really
la manière de
reinvent
travailler
the
dans
way
les
to
entreprises.
work in companies.
Et donc d'autres acteurs
And then
qui,
other
dans leur pays
Actors
respectifs,
who
et
in
dans
their respective country
leur zone respective,
and their respective
favorisent
areas
aussi
also
la
encourage
démocratisation de l'IA.
democratization of
On peut parler
AI.
donc du travail que fait
I'm
Teki
talking about the work done by
Peter Falconer en Afrique.
Tiki done in
Il y a également aussi
Acutea in Falconer.
Dr Fatma
in Africa,
Wathman,
Dr.
qui est la
Fatma
première femme au Middle East
Rothman,
à avoir
who is the
obtenu un doctorat en
first
intelligence
to
artificielle.
get
Très heureux de
for
l'avoir
research,
avec nous,
first
c'est
to get
quelqu'un
doctorate in artificial
d'honneur.
intelligence.
Voilà, Pascal Fong aussi, qui est une chercheuse à
Pascal
Hong Kong,
Fong
qui
also,
s'occupe
researcher
du
at Hong
CARE,
Kong,
un laboratoire
who deals
d'intelligence
with
artificielle.
CARE, the Center
Toutes
for
ces-
Artificial Intelligence
Monsieur Mann aussi,
Research,
qui donc,
Mr.
nous a
Mann also,
gentiment proposé
who
de
offered
participer
to
à cette belle
take
initiative.
part in this
Et
great
David Gurley, qui est
initiative,
donc,
David Gurley,
président de Symphonie,
president of
il y a
Symphony.
encore très très peu de temps. Voilà, donc on a avec
And
nous, et on le
so
voit, réussi à
we
mobiliser
have managed to
des représentants
mobilize
de
a number of
l'industrie, de la
representatives from
société
industry,
civile,
from
des
civil
experts
society,
aux quatre coins de la
experts
planète.
from
Et,
all over the
je crois
planet.
que ça démontre
And I think
à la
it
fois
shows
l'ambition qu'on
both
peut avoir
the
sur ce
ambition that
projet,
we can
donc
have
un
on the
événement global,
subject. It's
mais ça
make it a
démontre
global
aussi
event, but
je
also
dirais l'implication et
the
l'engagement que peut avoir la
involvement and
communauté
commitment of the
internationale
community at
d'experts
an
pour ce
international
sujet.
level
Ils ont
in
rallié
terms of
l'événement
experts. They have joined the
et
event,
ça nous donne de
and
la force et
this
des
gives us
convictions dans
strength
ce qu'on
and
fait.
conviction in what
voilà.
we are doing.
Alors
So,
maintenant, si on regarde le dispositif qu'on vous
if we
propose,
look
il y a
at what
donc,
is
comme je
going
le
to
disais,
be
deux volets.
offered, so
Il
there
y a
are
le
two
volet
parts.
in et il y
You
a le
have the
volet
in
off.
and
Alors sur
the
le
off
programme in,
events.
on va proposer au sein des espaces
For the
Riviera,
program, we're going to
donc,
have in
une
the
expo
Riviera
sur
spaces, we're going to
une
have
expo sur 9000 mètres carrés, avec
an exhibition
des
of
stands
900 square
d'exposition.
meters
On
with
y
exhibition
retrouvera
stands.
les grands acteurs
We'll
de
have the
la
major
tech,
players
des
in tech,
startups,
startups.
des ETI, enfin
We'll
tout
have
le-
mid-caps as
l'écosystème
well, all
de
of the whole
l'industrie.
ecosystem of the
On aura
industry.
également des rendez-vous, des
We'll
rencontres.
have
C'est la
meetings,
reprise de l'événementiel,
events,
temps de se
and
revoir
we'll
en face
start
à
meeting
face.
up physically once
Nous,
more
on est
again,
là pour
face to face. So we are
organiser
here to organize that and
des
to
connexions
facilitate
entre
relations
les
and connections
participants, les
between the
accompagne,
participants who will be
et
supporting them. and accompanying them, so they make the most of these meetings and their presence, their physical presence, so that they can meet as many people as possible during the event. We'll also have all the networking events. We'll be doing guided expo tours of the exhibition. There will be the Startup Village as well, with about 40 companies participating so far. The Neurons Awards, I'll mention that a little later on in my presentation. This is a ceremony for giving the awards on the 11th of February. After that, there will be a presentation, and then in parallel to that, there will be a whole program of education and information with the workshops, masterclasses, conferences, product demonstrations, and all the experience area as well, so that people can physically get in contact with AI and see what it's like. Then for the off program, as I already mentioned, we have artificial intelligence showcase event for the general public. They will be organizing open days and themed itineraries and different festivities around AI. Each one of these will be taking place during this week of artificial intelligence, and they will be welcoming the general public and show all the different facets of AI. There will be open days on the third day. I'm talking about Saturday. This will enable the general public to visit the exhibition, to meet the companies, and we'll also be organizing conferences on different themes, especially aimed at the general public. This is a plan of the exhibition and the floor plan. We have 140 stands in this first edition of our event. We'll have a startup village. We'll have demonstration zones. In 2022, we want to work on themes that do correspond to the positioning of the event and also other important subjects. We will be having zones for experiences with themes on AI and culture, AI and art, AI and sport, AI and the environment, AI and well-being. We are lucky because we have the city of Grasse not very far away from here, which is a world leader in the fragrances and cosmetics and perfumes. So we'll be organizing a zone for companies working in that industry, AI and the perfumes and fragrances, and hopefully we will have people with the Robertet company will be there to show how we develop perfumes using AI. Then we will have workshop rooms as well, which will be occupied and by the different brands who will be demonstrating their products, and there will also be the one-to-one meeting area. Here is a glimpse of some of the brands who have already joined us. We have about 40 brands in our presentation here. We have the major worldwide players such as IBM and SenseTime, which is a major Chinese player which is in the area of image recognition particularly, and is one of the biggest worldwide players, and in China for AI, Graphcore, Veritone, a number of other companies who have reached a critical mass and are in AI, most of them for about 10 years. They are stakeholders in the event. We also have the Amadeus. Among those, we have the Amadeus company. We're very pleased that they're joining us. We may have many other participants. Some of them are startups. We have INRIA and CNRS, the research organizations, who have also joined us. And we are in discussion. We can't reveal everything to you today. We are discussing with other major players in the industry. We are in the process of finalizing our negotiations with them to have major players that you all know and who have confirmed their participation. So they will be there for our first edition as well. I'm thinking of the whole ecosystem. A lot of representatives of the AI ecosystem who have been attracted by our proposal. It's rather difficult to organize a worldwide event, you might think, but we are supported by the industry, and there is a strong desire by all of the different stakeholders in the market to be present physically at Cannes next year. Not everybody will be present in 2022, but in 23, 24, 25, we believe that we'll be able to bring together more and more different participants and different players. They are extremely enthusiastic about this initiative, and we've been very pleasantly surprised by the reaction of interest aroused by our initiative, whether it's small companies or startups, large companies or startups. Concerning the conference itself, there is an idea of the set of subjects we'll be looking at. We will be talking about the role of AI in our society today. This is positive AI. This is AI that enables society to make progress. We have AI and society, how AI can help to combat climate change, how AI can help to improve school attendance and schooling of pupils, particularly in underprivileged areas. We're talking about AI which has a human face and will enable social progress. We will also be talking about the market, to talk about where we are today. We'll have a state-of-the-art of the market with annual conferences. This is what they are for, to review all of the different subjects that are of interest to the industry. You can see here. And then we will also focus on everything that is happening in the companies. This is a business event. As you can see, a lot of the companies are aware of the strategic importance of this technology for them. It's not easy for companies to start using AI, and so this goes back to questions of processes and organization, marketing strategy, issues to do with the technology and data as well. There are a lot of different subjects, a lot of issues that need discussion relating to this technology. So that's one of the objectives of the different tracks and the technical strategy sessions, enabling the companies to make progress in this area and to talk to each other. And then we'll have another part devoted to applications of AI, to show how we use AI in the different industries, in as many industries as possible. We've identified 25 different sectors, and we're asking the operators, asking the companies and the users to come and give their testimony about how they use AI in their company and for their customers. Then we have a little panel of the speakers today. We have about 40 confirmed speakers, about 40 companies and about 100 different speakers in different areas of expertise and skills. We have a representative from Deloitte who is working on the subject of AI and ethics. Michael Bronstein is from Imperial College in London. He's a researcher who's recommended to us by Ellen Anneke, who is an expert in certain subjects such as geometric deep learning. He's also working for Twitter. We also are lucky enough to have Joy Lee. Joy Lee is one of the leading world experts on 4.0 industry, smart manufacturing, how we automate industrial processes thanks to AI. We also have Gavin Munro, who works at HSBC. He works on what we call the confidence AI or trust AI to reassure users and banking customers about AI. Now, this is to do with AI ethics as well. He'll explain what he does with HSBC with AI. We could also mention Tara Shlovsky, who has created an NGO. It's a very beautiful initiative. She works with children in underprivileged areas who are interested in technology. She helps them develop applications to solve problems they may encounter in their country. For example, in India, you have applications making it possible to reduce waste. These are applications developed by the children or by the teenagers. These are future geniuses of industry. These applications enable the children to participate and to implement their ideas and, in a way, to contribute to improving their living conditions in the country where they live. So it's a very beautiful initiative, very fine initiative. She'll be having other NGOs explaining what they do with AI as well. We have the Neurons Prize program. This is a very important part of what we do. We're talking about AI for good and tech for good. We're going to explain how we use AI to make the world a better place, and how to improve society for everybody's well-being. We have one trophy which will identify the best projects around the world in this area, and the members of the honorary committee, the 14 people we saw at the beginning of our presentation, will then select the best projects, and then the prize will be awarded in a ceremony, the Neurons ceremony. This will be taking place on Friday. Then we have the hybrid events. This is a very important part of events today. Of course, we're all very keen to meet up physically, face-to-face. That having been said, when you have a worldwide global event and when you want to reach out to as many people as possible, you really do have to hold a hybrid event. So all of the content shown in the event, whether it's the startups, the conferences, the speakers, the workshops, everything will be streamed live, and everything will be visible afterwards as well in replay. The different experts will have their spaces online. People will be able to meet participants online as well. There will be appointments. It will be possible to make appointments to meet the experts. And this platform will be set up 2 weeks before the start of the event. It will also be accessible for 1 month after the event, so that people can look at content online in a replay format if they weren't able to attend. So I've finished my presentation. Of course, the whole Corp agency team is looking forward to hearing your questions and especially welcoming you to the event. Any ideas you have are welcome. Our aim is really to bring together all of the different stakeholders in the market and in the ecosystem. We're doing this at the moment. We're very happy to see that the project is very attractive to the market and the AI stakeholders. We're looking forward to meeting you all again in February. Thank you. Now we're going to hear from the members of our honorary committee, who will also be sharing with you their vision of AI.
Artificial intelligence today is spurring innovation in many fields. It is driven by data availability, increasing processing power, new methods of artificial intelligence, and crucially, competences to use and develop artificial intelligence. Those factors contribute to a widespread diffusion. At the same time, there is a discourse on artificial intelligence that is both overhyped and too fearful, in the sense that the truth is probably somewhere in the middle, and artificial intelligence is mainly a tool that we can use for good. AI-based systems can help improve lives of people generally. From the perspective of labor, I would put forward that artificial intelligence can also help us work safer and work smarter. We can delegate dangerous tasks to artificial intelligence. We can also delegate routine tasks to artificial intelligence. And this allows people to use their truly human competences in order to complement what machines can do. For example, working with their empathy, working with their creative collaboration skills, and working in social interaction with others. Fostering those skills and investing in people gaining better skills in those areas will also help them work more productively and thereby improving the earning potential, but also the autonomy people can have in their work. In that way, artificial intelligence holds great potential to make better work possible for all. It is important to highlight real-world use cases of artificial intelligence for good. We hear often that data protection rules or lacking data availability or lacking competences to develop and use artificial intelligence are constraints for artificial intelligence solutions. But many entrepreneurs in the private sector and also in civil society show that this is not the case. One can already today use artificial intelligence for good, and the festival provides a platform to show how this is done in the real world already today. It is a very powerful way to foster the acknowledgement of the potential of artificial intelligence and help spread the word and examples of artificial intelligence being used for good.
Building the human-centered AI ecosystem that benefits each and every individual, as well as the whole society, is the most important AI agenda we have today. There is consensus of the criticality of building human-centered AI ecosystem in the industry, civil society, academia, and governments. In fact, we have more than 180 AI principles proposed by different stakeholders, and if not all, most of them aim to build human-centered AI ecosystem. Now, it is time to translate those principles into practice through global multi-stakeholder cooperation. AI is fundamentally transforming every part of our economy and society. Healthcare, mobility, manufacturing, education, commerce, entertainment, you name it. We are experiencing fundamental changes of developing products and delivering services through AI. Indeed, AI enables us to do things that used to be impossible and to enjoy things that were not available. More importantly, AI can help us find solutions to address the existential problems like climate change and the global pandemic. Of course, the road to make the world a better place will be very bumpy. Some people will lose jobs due to the increasing penetration of AI and robots in the workplaces. The concerns on privacy and security will not go away. However, if we build a human-centered AI ecosystem that is resilient enough to overcome the risks coming from AI, AI can help us make the world a better place. We are living in a world where new AI products and applications are coming in every day. Even for experts, it is very challenging to catch up all new AI products and applications. It's time to have a platform for AI like CES for consumer electronic goods and MWC for mobile services. The platform like World AI Garden Festival will provide a chance to bring innovators, entrepreneurs, consumers, and journalists to exhibit and enjoy new AI products and services and share ideas and thoughts on AI.
So what I can see is that AI has made tremendous progress in the last decade, actually, thanks to deep learning and the new hardware and powerful hardware and lots of data. And this progress has been exponential year after year. And now we also see an exponential growth of AI applications in every industry. From areas that we traditionally think AI can help, such as health and finance and so on, but also to industries that we did not imagine AI can help, such as the creative industry, in the arts, the design, even literature, creative writing, and so on. So AI is really becoming the technological infrastructure of our society today, and so it's given us those of us who are working in AI great responsibility. We feel we have a great responsibility on us, and more recently we have seen that with this pervasive application of AI, there's a huge challenge in terms of ethics, in terms of responsibility, not just of what we can do, but what we can eventually do. So my vision of AI today is that we need to really pause and think about how to do AI in a responsible and ethical way. So in recent years, we've also seen various governments coming up with ethical guidelines on AI and also on data governance and so on. And so at my university, for example, I direct the Center for AI Research, and one of the key areas of research is on AI ethics and governance, in particular in the East-West collaboration. So for example, we have seen AI governance regulations published by the EU, but we have also seen such guidelines published by the Chinese government. So what are the commonalities? There are a lot of commonalities, but there are also culturally oriented interpretations that are different. So how can we work on this together and to reach a global consensus with multi-stakeholders? So AI is going to be, and it is already, a multi-stakeholder field. So I look forward to a lot of cross-disciplinary and cross-industry and cross-national collaboration in AI, from research to application to governance. So first of all, I really like the name festival, AI festival. I think the connotation behind the word festival is a celebration. So I see today more than ever, we need to come together around the world, different industries and different countries of people, and people of different backgrounds and different professions, ranging from scientists, engineers, to commercial industry practitioners, and to doctors, to artists, to celebrate today's world via AI. We have been cut off from each other during the last year. We did not travel to see each other. So more than ever, I think this festival will help us celebrate humanity in using AI. And it will give us an opportunity to communicate cross-disciplinary, cross-nation, and also cross-culture, to see the collaboration between all of these dimensions. Collaboration between technologists and applications, collaboration between governments, collaboration between artists and scientists, and to really celebrate AI in today's world, in tomorrow's world today. So I see this festival is very, very meaningful, and I hope to see many years to come for this festival, where we come together to celebrate humanity with AI and via AI.
Merci donc pour votre
Thank you
attention. Donc
for your attention. We are getting to the end of the presentation this morning.
On avait prévu quelques
We had
minutes
planned a
d'échange
few
avec
minutes
vous,
exchange with you.
C'est la partie questions-réponses.
Q&A session.
Commentaires. Là, on a
comments.
aussi des gens qui sont connectés
We
sur
have people
sur
who
la
are
plateforme
connected
qui
to the
peuvent
platform
poser des
and who can also ask
Je voulais déjà voir
questions.
au niveau de la salle
I wanted
si
to
vous
see
aviez,
in
de
the
votre
audience
côté,
here today if you have
peut-être avoir votre retour, des
some
questions
feedback, if you have
sur
questions
le festival, il va y avoir des
about the
complémentaires
festival,
d'informations,
if you
des
need
compléments
extra
d'informations,
information,
ou si vous souhaitez en savoir plus.
or if you want
Voilà.
to know more.
Je vous en prie.
Please. Vincent Xavier Marron from Les Échos. As a journalist, we have questions, I hope. So, I didn't really understand something. It is an event initiated by the département and the city of Cannes. What is the role of everyone? Who is the original promoter? You are the organizer. Just tell me who did what. It's not very clear. And how many visitors you hope to have, both professionals and the general public?
Monsieur le maire
As Mr. Mayor and President Genesi said to start
il y a un
with.
véritable écosystème
There's a
autour
real
de l'IA dans la
ecosystem
région.
linked
C'est
to
l'ensemble
artificial
des acteurs
intelligence in the
qui
region.
travaillent déjà sur ces
All the
sujets-là. Donc,
businesses already working
c'est
on
un
this
événement
subject.
qui part
So this is an event which started
qui est né d'une initiative
was born
locale,
from a
régionale.
local
Enfin, c'est
regional
l'ensemble des acteurs
initiative.
publics qui
All
travaillent sur
of
ce sujet,
the
qui voulaient voir
public
avoir
stakeholders
arrivé
working on the
notamment
subject.
la ville de Cannes, cette
For
grande
instance, city of
manifestation, et qui
Cannes
donc avait besoin d'un opérateur.
needed an operator.
Ouais, voilà.
C'est très simple.
Well,
Avec Charles
simple.
Ginesi, on voulait faire depuis longtemps.
with Charles Ginesi, we wanted to create a major event on artificial intelligence. We'd wanted this for some years. There was work going on at the departmental level, one at the regional level, where they're working with the House of Artificial Intelligence, and a link was created, particularly when we talked with Marco, saying we really must organize this event. And Can said, we are working on it. And so it was self-evident the organizer was chosen for the reason mentioned earlier, for his expertise and knowledge in the area. And work in common is to make a premises available, a number of services, and common funding with the department, knowing that it will have to find a cruise rate to become profitable. This is why it is being hosted here at the Palais des Festivals. How many visitors are you hoping to see?
Oui, alors,
General public?
sur la partie professionnelle,
Well, for the professional part, for the 2 first days,
1000 visiteurs.
10,000 visitors,
Sur la partie grand public,
and major public also about 10,000. 20,000 visitors on site,
sur le volet digital,
and
on attend
digitally about the same audience worldwide.
sur les 3 jours, mais pas
Over the
seulement.
3 days, but not only because digitally
Synchrone et asynchrone.
it's synchronous and asynchronous. We'll have a platform for 3 days, and then the platform will last another month. So then we'll count upon an audience over about a 6-week period. I'd like to add to what David Lisnard has just said, may it's not clear enough. Well, the Department of Alpes-Maritimes in 2018 has undertaken a contract on the digital world. Since then, we looked at artificial intelligence with a program at the level of the department, and the conclusion of this work to do with the launch of an international event is in partnership with the city of Cannes. So really have a whole decor that we all have mentioned in what we were saying, and this is an event which will hopefully take part in major international success to build up the ecosystem that we would like to see here in the Alpes-Maritimes being put together, and bit by bit a kind of spreading, viral spreading at a national and European level. That is a subject we're undertaking with the city of Cannes, which in terms of communication is important support by the city.
Y a-t-il d'autres questions dans la salle?
Are there any other questions from the audience? Sébastien Guinet, pour les petites affiches. So 140 stands. Have you
Aujourd'hui,
already found them?
on est sur une implantation à
Today,
date. On est à peu près sur
so
55
far, we have
stands,
about
réservés.
55
Là, on
stands have been booked. We
on
are
a eu des confirmations.
under discussion. We have pre-confirmations and final stage of negotiation about 20 brands, bringing them to 75. We're about halfway.
Ceci dit, on rentre dans la période
But
de
we're
planification
entering
des actions
into
marketing
the
2022 pour beaucoup d'entreprises.
2021 planning
C'était
period
en
for a number of
septembre,
companies, which is
Maintenant,
November
on
to
commence
December.
à échanger avec
So
beaucoup
beginning to
d'acteurs.
exchange
Voilà,
with
donc
a
on est
great many
par rapport
stakeholders.
à la roadmap, on a à peu près un
In terms of
parcours, mais tout est bien
roadmap, we're
engagé
about
sur,
halfway.
on est sur une bonne trajectoire.
It's on the way,
Voilà, et on est en contact aujourd'hui après aussi avec une centaine
and have contact
d'entreprises
about 100
avec lesquelles on discute.
companies that we're talking
On va
to,
arriver à avoir
and so we
140
should manage to get about
entreprises,
these 140 companies by February.
Alors, il y a aussi des questions sur la
Also
plateforme qu'on m'a
questions coming
communiquées,
from the
donc
platform
je
which have
vais y
been sent to
répondre.
me, I will
Si
answer.
effectivement vous avez des questions dans la
So if
salle,
you have questions in the
je
audience,
pourrai y répondre par la
I can
suite.
answer them
Sur la
later.
plateforme,
But on the
donc, il y avait
platform,
une interrogation sur
there was a
la
question
manière
regarding
de
the
s'insérer
way
pour les
of
entreprises dans le programme de
business
festivilisation, parce qu'un festival, c'est une
fitting
série
into
d'événements
a
qui se tiennent souvent
festival.
en
Of course,
parallèle.
festivals
Donc,
have a
je
number
réponds
of
donc,
parallel
aux
events.
personnes qui ont pu poser
And
la
also the
question
people ask
sur la
question
plateforme.
on the
Donc,
platform.
oui, bien entendu,
Of course,
il s'agit encore une fois
once again,
d'accueillir un
we
maximum
want to
de
host
monde à la
as many
manifestation,
people
surtout
as possible at the
de réunir
event.
toutes les initiatives
We
autour de
want
l'IA.
to
Donc,
bring together all
les entreprises
initiatives
veulent
linked to
être force de
AI.
proposition sur,
The companies
dans le cadre de
should
cet événement, que ce
take
soit
a
sur
major
l'aspect de
part
l'intelligence
here,
artificielle ou
whether it
sur le
is
World
on
AI Cannes Festival.
the
On est bien
Week
entendu
of
à
Artificial
l'écoute,
Intelligence or the World Festival. Of
de toute
course, we are
façon,
listening in,
on est en train de développer
and
et
we
de
are
construire un
working on
événement
developing
ensemble.
an event
On construit
together.
l'événement avec
We are
des
building up the
acteurs,
event
des secteurs,
with
avec
the
l'industrie.
stakeholders in the
Et
area,
donc,
with the
il
industry.
s'agit d'avoir la meilleure proposition à faire à
Give
l'ensemble
a
des
best
visiteurs.
possible
Donc,
offer for
on
all
sera
of the
très à
visitors.
l'écoute,
So we
de
will be
l'ensemble de
listening
nos
very
partenaires,
carefully
et
to all of
s'ils
our
veulent
partners,
proposer,
and if they have
s'ils veulent être partie prenante du
offers to
festival
make, if
au
they
sens
want
large,
to
tout
be a
le monde
part
sera
of the
bienvenu.
festival in a general sense, everyone is
Voilà, j'ai
welcome.
répondu à une des questions en
That's
ligne.
one of the
Est-ce qu'on
questions
a
that
d'autres
came
questions dans
online.
la salle?
Do we have other questions from the audience?
J'ai
In
une
the
précision,
room here,
la marque du salon est
the
propriété de
the
la
brand
Festival
is
et de la CMEC,
owned
Festival
by
d'été.
the
J'ai
European.
aussi une autre question sur la partie
level.
RH.
I have a question regarding HR and recruitment. It is true one of the topics.
On a prévu sur ce sujet.
Someone wants to know what we have planned on the subject. In the exhibition, we will have an area dedicated
RH,
to
recrutement,
HR,
gestion des
recruitment,
talents. C'est une
talent
question,
management,
clé pour
which is a key
beaucoup
issue
d'entreprises.
for many
Donc,
companies.
on a créé ce qu'on appelle
So
un
we
corner
created,
RH, c'est-à-dire un endroit où
Our
des entreprises,
HR corner,
souvent grand public, c'est
where
déjà quelque chose qu'on pratique
businesses,
sur d'autres
something
événements,
we do in other
viennent à
events,
la rencontre des visiteurs,
business can
viennent
come
pour faire la
and
promotion
see
de
the
leurs offres
visitors to
d'emploi,
promote their
rencontrer
job
des
offers,
data scientists, des
to
ingénieurs, des
meet
développeurs informatiques. Ils profitent de
IT
l'événement
developers,
pour,
engineers,
faire
make
la
the most of the
promotion de leur
event to
entreprise et de
promote
leurs
their
offres.
company
Donc,
and
on a
offers.
un corner RH.
So we have
qui
this
accueille
HR corner.
sur des événements à Paris, on a un centre
Another
de banque
events in Paris, we have a number of
pour, à la rencontre des visiteurs.
banks, for instance,
On aura
come
également
to
des
see
rencontres
visitors.
one-to-one.
We have
On a
one-to-one
une plateforme qui
meetings,
permet d'organiser
have a
les
platform
rendez-vous,
to
donc on
organize
permettra
the
aux
appointments.
étudiants, jeunes diplômés
Young
et aux personnes qui
graduates
sont en
and
mobilité,
people
ou souhaitent en mobilité, de
who
pouvoir prendre des rendez-vous avec les
want
entreprises.
to change jobs
Puis,
to
on
have an
prévoit aussi
appointment
une série
with
d'ateliers,
a company.
conférences,
We'll have a series
ces
of workshops
questions
and
de
conferences regarding the
recrutement,
issues of
gestion des
recruitment,
talents, conduite du
talent
changement,
management,
formation, tout un
managing
tas de sujets qui
change,
sont
training,
autour de l'IA,
all the subjects
qui
linked
sont liés à l'acculturation des équipes et à la
to
formation des
the new
équipes sur l'IA.
culture
Donc, on en parlera
regarding
aussi, à travers
AI,
ces ateliers, ces conférences.
and then we'll discuss it in these workshops and conferences.
Alors, il y a également un volet sur lequel on travaille.
Also,
effectivement.
something we are working on.
L'IA, c'est je
Artificial
crois que je n'ai pas
intelligence,
les
I
chiffres en tête,
don't
mais
have the figures
j'ai échangé récemment avec
in my mind, but
un
I
représentant
had a
de
recent
Techno,
exchange with representatives
l'innovation en Israël.
of an
qui disait que,
Israeli
je crois qu'aujourd'hui,
company
c'est à peu près
is
1
saying
milliard
that
d'investissements
about
par
1
jour dans
billion
les startups.
investment per day in
Donc,
startups in AI.
c'est un des secteurs où
It is one
abondent
sector
les investisseurs,
where
l'argent et
is a lot of
il y a donc,
money
des licornes qui naissent
and
en un an.
unicorns
Ça n'est jamais arrivé. En fait.
in a
Vous avez des
year.
sociétés qui se créent en début
the
d'année
companies
et à
are
la fin de
created at the
l'année,
end
ce
of the
sont des
year, and by
licornes.
the end of the year
Donc,
they have
elles sont
become
valorisées à
unicorns.
plus d'1 milliard en même pas 12
More than
mois.
1
Donc,
billion
le volet
in less than
investissement
12 months. So the
investisseur,
investment
start-up est
and
fondamental.
startups
Donc,
aspect is very
notamment, on a
important.
aussi pris contact
Here
avec,
again, we
avec
have
Business France
got in
pour
touch
essayer
with
de-
Business France
d'organiser
to
des
try and
rencontres
organize
entre
meetings
investisseurs,
between
en
investors,
tout cas, c'est dans la roadmap, investisseurs étrangers, pourquoi pas,
foreign
investisseurs
investors, why
français
not,
et,
to
jeunes-
invest in
jeunes
France,
pousses.
and the younger startups.
C'est terminé. Merci à tous.
Well, I think we're finished now. Thank you all.